Okay, cool. So I think we're good. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about pressure. And the reason we are going to be talking about this is because I feel a lot of you at times are kind of coming across a lot of pressure. And I know from my experience of it as well, sometimes it can make you want to explode. Perhaps you kind of view pressure as a negative thing, and that's something I think we'll talk about and address as well. And if you're starting to find that pressure causes you to be stressed, it's causing you to lash out, to kind of like it's just one more drop in the bucket kind of job, and then you're going to explode. But you want to take a little bit more control over how you react to your pressure because ultimately there's different ways we can react to pressure, and pressure isn't actually a negative thing. We can use pressure to our advantage. So, what we're going to talk about today is how to use pressure to build consistency, how to use it to be more disciplined and to gain lasting results with fitness side of things. So, pressure isn't the problem. Pressure is not the problem that you're facing when you're becoming stressed. Pressure is the response that you have to it all sitting on your shoulders quite often. So, this is how we're going to turn that chaos into you regaining that element of control again. Because ultimately, if you can control pressure and use it to your advantage, as busy women, we can definitely benefit from this. I'm sorry, I thought I could just hear a child running around upstairs. So let's talk about the truth about pressure. So we're all under pressure, right? We're all busy. We've all got a lot going on. It's crazy. Maybe you got family, maybe you got kids. You just got busy life, work, jobs are demanding. They're always asking you to do way more than what your job role is. And that's really normal. Nobody has the perfect time to get healthy. Nobody has the perfect time, the perfect schedule to get fit all the time. But what you need to do is start thinking slightly differently. I want you to start thinking that pressure is not stress. So pressure and stress are two different things. The stress is your response to the pressure. And often we can choose not to have the stress in the response to the pressure. So let's talk about that a little bit more. So pressure can cause two responses. So we operate in like two different energies. So you got your light energy and your dark energy. Both of them are needed. Both of them can be good, especially when it comes to reaching your fitness goals, but only when they're used correctly. So what do I mean by that? Let's go into a little bit more depth about light energy. So light energy in when it comes to health and fitness, like that's like your calm, more flexible side of things. Like you're a bit more compassionate and you have that mindset of, I'll get back on track tomorrow. You have more of a balanced approach, like juggling life, juggling your fitness. You've got more of a kind of like an understanding, a bit more of a balance of how to fit it in alongside your life. You can focus more when you're in the light energy mindset, you can focus a little bit more on building a sustainable routine, building fitness and health and fitness into your lifestyle in a sustainable way because you've got that kind of lighter energy around things. So the good side of this light energy is it helps to prevent burnout. It takes a lot of mental fatigue away as well. It supports your long-term consistency because you're not doubling down on everything. You've got a little bit more of a lighter feeling towards things. It helps build healthy relationships with your food and your training because you can dip in and out as and when suits and you've got a feeling around it all. And it keeps it realistic. It keeps life realistic and it keeps life enjoyable as well. Because you're kind of seeing the benefits of doing your health and fitness, you're seeing the benefits of being on a health and fitness journey, but at the same time, you appreciate that life is important too. But the shadow side of this is that when you have too much of that light energy, it becomes like, and when there's no structure around it, it can turn you to be in that mindset of, oh, it was only once. Oh, I only had a little bit. I'll just start again on Monday. And you kind of slowly start slipping off track, and that becomes the normal. So the light energy where you're not worried too much about it, it's okay. We'll easy breeze over it. It's not a problem. And then you kind of taper off to avoiding the accountability of things. And then your progress starts to stall a little bit. But you've got that lighter, oh, I'm just going to step away from it feeling under the pressure. So ultimately, light energy is brilliant. It's a really great way of managing a lot of things to remove like a less stressed approach. But ultimately, it feels good in the moment, but it's going to quite often, if there's too much of it, it's going to remove your momentum quite quickly, especially if you don't have a structure that works with that mindset. So let's go on to the dark energy side of things. So dark energy, when it comes to your health and fitness, is like the harder side of things. It's like the discipline. It's like your standards. It's like your accountability. It's the come on, sort yourself out, pull your socks up energy. It's the drive, it's the determination, but it's also the like the pressure to keep going, must keep going, must do all of it. It's that slightly harder way of looking at things. And the good side of this is it gets you back on track fast. And that, as we know, when it comes to reaching your fitness goals, is a really important trait to have. If you fall off, if you have like an off meal, if you overindulge, you just get straight back on it as quick as you can. And that's the focus side of the dark energy. That's going to be what the dark energy is going to help you like build more structured consistency. It's going to help you act when your motivation is low because you're just going to kind of give yourself a nudge along and be like, right, you can do this. We got to start going again. It kind of stops the excuses. It enables you to pull yourself out of that mindset of falling off track too much, and it draws you back in by being like, no, quit the excuses. You're not too busy. You're not too tired. Let's do this. Let's get it done. Let's show up. But when it's overused or when it's misused, this kind of energy, and I'm sure you guys might have felt this at times, because I know for sure I have, like this, it gives you this guilt-based motivation, like you must do this, you must do your workouts, you must eat like this, you must feel like this. And sometimes we have a tendency to load that up and push that down. And that is when that's when it started to be misused. And you get that, oh, if you fall off once, you're like, I failed. And you start talking to yourself more negatively about things. And then you start burning out and you stress because it's all loading on top of you and you're putting so much energy. You're putting this dark energy on your shoulders and it's burying you further and further down. You got this all or nothing mindset of I couldn't get a whole workout done, so I didn't do it all. I'm a failure. I'm not good at this. I'm not making progress. I'm not losing weight. I'm not reaching my fitness goal. You put so much pressure on yourself. So dark energy can be really good, but we are often misusing it. And the reason we are is just life tends to just wrap us up, and that is what's going to cause you more stress. So the dark energy truth is, but dark energy is good to a degree. Like it builds results. It snaps you back into your workouts. It snaps you back into routine. But if you use it too much, it becomes punishment. So you need a really like you need a balance of light energy and you need a balance of dark energy. They need to work together. But the problem is most people live far too much on the light energy side without structure, or on the opposite side, where they live too much on the dark, heavy energy side, and then they cause too much stress and burnout. Neither of these two options work well when it comes to reaching your fitness goal long term. You need a balance of two because the two will give not only your training balance, but also your feeling, your energy, it will remove that stress element from you as well. And that all in turn is going to help you work towards your fitness goals and reach those goals. So the goal is not to have one energy, it's to switch between the two as and when you feel you need to. So one thing I would say to you right now is ask yourself, what do you need more of right now to move forward? Do you feel like you are putting too much of the dark energy on you? Are you finding you're flipping out at people? Are you finding that you're getting stressed because you're not seeing results? You're getting stressed because you've only lost, say, zero point 0.5 centimeters, and like you've got this mindset of actually you can't see that zero point 0.5 centimeters off your waist is good in a week. Like, are you pushing too hard on yourself and then it's having a negative effect? Or are you the opposite? Are you a little bit too undisciplined where you're actually more thinking, oh, do you know what? Oh, I'm just gonna not gonna do it today. Not gonna do it today. I'll do it another day. I'll be okay. So what you need to do is ask yourself, what size are you on? And or have you got that good balance already? So I would say question it, see where you're at, and see how you need to tilt your energy a little bit more. I want to talk a little bit about the ostrich effect because the ostrich effect is often a cause like of pressure. Are you avoiding the pressure? Are you putting your head in the sand? And this is what this might look like. So if you're trying to avoid additional pressure because you don't know how to handle it because you think it's all too much, the thing is you're probably not tracking your food. You're probably not keeping on top of your step count. You probably don't want to step on the scales. Maybe you don't want to do your metrics. You don't want to do your measurements. And you've got that mindset of, I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Perhaps you go out on a weekend and you know you're just going to like blow the top of your calories and you just I just don't actually know, so I'm not going to track them at all. Not even going to think about it. Now, I'm not completely anti it, but ultimately, if you keep burying your head in the sand, you're guessing. If you're not tracking your metrics, if you're not tracking your food, if you're not tracking the scales, you're not tracking can't track your progress so well. And if you're not tracking your guessing, if you're guessing, we've got no control. If you've got like no control, you've got no data, you've got no direction. We don't know what we need to do for you to get there. You can't change and you'll struggle to reach your goal if you don't have the clear data of where you are now, so we know where you need to get to. So I thought we'd run through a little bit more about how positively reacting to pressure, because it's all well and good talking about it, but let's see how we can react to it a little bit more. So when you're feeling under pressure, to try and remove the stress element of it all, like the first thing I want you to do is just pause. Before you stress, before you panic, pause. Take a breather, because the pressure always feels worse in your head than it is in reality. And that in turn is going to be what is going to load up your stress response to the pressure. Take a breath. And one thing I would really recommend you guys do when you're feeling like you're not doing well, you've only lost 0.5 centimeters from your waist this week, or you've only lost half a kilo this week. When you're feeling like that, zoom out. Look at your progress along the months, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. Like you've got to zoom out and ask what is actually required here. What is this pressure that's around me? And what do I need to do to be able to react to that? Number two, drop the all or nothing mindset. We don't need an all or nothing mindset. We don't. We know that the all or nothing mindset does not build consistency. We want to build consistency. So it doesn't have to be perfect. Progress, you making progress, you building consistency is far better than doing everything perfectly. We don't need to be perfect. Number three, switch the energy on purpose. So you go from your light energy, let's keep it simple and sustainable, to your dark energy, let's get this done properly. Like choose your gear, choose where you're at, choose which energy is appropriate to react to. And I can guarantee that self-punishment is not the right reaction from the dark energy, because that is what's going to load up your pressure. You don't get stuck in one light or dark energy. Number four, make it smaller, not harder. Pressure makes things overcomplicated at times. Again, that is often how we can make it cause us to feel stressed. But Consistency comes from simplicity. Make things simple, make things easy for yourself, which builds momentum, make it realistic. If it feels overwhelming, break it down. You don't need to quit. You just got to step back, zoom out, and break it down a little bit. Number 5, you've got to get out of your head and into action. I know I'm so guilty of this. The more things build up in my head, the more stressed I get. But ultimately, and then you often put off the decision of doing something. You don't know how to react because you're feeling so stressed about it. You're like, wow, this is all too much. But ultimately, if you can get to that point of taking action, that clears the stress and it just creates so much more clarity. Taking action and moving forwards is going to make your head feel so much lighter, so much breezier, and it removes that element response of stress too. So it doesn't always have to be perfect. It's just about taking action and moving forward. So how to perform under pressure? To perform under pressure, you need clarity. And when it comes to our fitness goals, the clarity that we need, because being on a fitness journey can feel like you're under pressure, especially if you've got something specific that you're working towards. If you've got a holiday, if you know you've got a pair of trousers you want to fit into by summer, if you know that perhaps you want to squat a heavier amount of weight, like it can feel like you've got pressure on you, but use that as a positive energy. Don't let it stress you down. And the way we do this is we need a map. Long-term goal. Clarity, number 1, your long-term goal. Where do you want to get to in 6 months' time? Where do you want to get to in 12 months' time? Number 2, break that down into our 3 weekly goals. We set them on our Monday and we reflect on them on the Sunday. Number 3, your daily non-negotiables. What are you going to do every single day to help you stay on track? So like hitting your protein goals, having your hydration, making sure you're hydrated, making sure you are improving the quality of your sleep when we can't always increase the hours of our sleep. Like getting your steps in, getting some movement into your day, getting out into the open, into the fresh air to make your mindset feel better. And number 4, this is the most important one for me when it comes to feeling under pressure. You got to zoom out. You got to zoom out because pressure can be a really good thing if you use it well. If you let it get too much on top of you and you turn that into stress, it's only going to feel negative. So zoom out, it will make you feel so much better. So points 1, 2, and 3. So your goals, long-term goals, weekly goals, your daily non-negotiables, please have them somewhere where you can see them. I have mine up on my wall, literally above where I work pretty much every day. I can see them. I know where I've got to get to. I know what I'm working towards. Do the same so they're in your mind and it will give you so much more motivation and so much more focus. And I think the main thing you got to do is be honest with yourself. Ask yourself, and we do this in our weekly check-in forms, but for those of you that aren't quite consistent at completing them, are your actions aligned with your goal? Like, are you doing the things that, like, are your actions helping you in the direction you need to go? Or are you justifying your inconsistency? Oh, it's a bit busy at the moment, it's a bit busy at work, it's a bit doing this, that, the other. There's always a reason, there's often a reason, there's often an excuse we can put in the way. But if we're using it as an excuse and we know deep down that maybe that is more of an excuse than an actual honest reason, that's when you've got to be honest with yourself. Is it actually your lack of time? You're struggling with time to get workouts done? Are you struggling with time to meal prep? Are you struggling with time to plan your meals? Or is it that you're not actually choosing to prioritize this at the moment? Like, which one is it? And I think also we kind of avoid discomfort sometimes because we just don't want it. And I get that. I totally get that. But I think one question to ask yourself is, are you avoiding discomfort when it comes down to your fitness goals, when it comes down to actually physical discomfort, pushing yourself towards your goal, squatting that extra bit heavier weight, making that rep lower, the discomfort of being on a diet or like dropping your calories lower, the discomfort of maybe feeling a little bit hungrier when you're in a calorie deficit. You've got to be honest with yourself and ask yourself those 4 questions and be honest with your answer. So, that in a nutshell is talking about pressure. I hope you found it helpful. And as always, if you have any questions or you need any help with this, let me know. I'm always here to help you. Um, yeah, and I'll hopefully see you next time.